Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I've been very kindly gifted a floodlight from COLIGHT. Now when they reached out to me and showed me what they wanted to send me, I was quite interested. It's a bit of a different floodlight, to be honest with you. So this is the 20-inch COLIGHT Polar Bear series. And the interesting thing is that it has a DRL light. So along the top here is just a LED strip, and you can obviously have it on with like your side lights and you can drive with it, which I thought was quite a nice little feature. The other thing is that it's nice and flush, it's nice and clean, it doesn't have any bolt holes. So I do have a floodlight already on Kevlar, but it's been on there for about 4 years now, and it's looking a little bit worse for wear. And it does have the you know, the bolt holes on the front, and yeah, it's not great anymore. But I've just unboxed it, and we've obviously got a wiring harness, and we've got some brackets to install it with. Straight off the bat though, I'm not sure why the brackets are chrome. So these are for the side, and yeah, I'm not a fan of them being chrome. It doesn't go with anything else, so I am going to spray these up, just because I feel like it will match a lot better, and it's just that attention to detail really. Now the wiring harness, it looks really good, really neat. There's no bare wires on show, which is good. You have a switch for turning it on and off. You've obviously got your positive and negative, which will go to your battery if you wanted to send it to the vehicle battery. Personally, I'm going to send it to my leisure battery, purely because in the past I've forgot to turn off my floodlight and it's drained our vehicle battery, and I regularly check our leisure battery, so if I notice a massive drop in it, I know that I've left something on. So obviously got a relay as well, and we've got this little extra bit. Now another thing that I have noticed is that there is no instructions with this, and don't get me wrong, it is a sort of plug and play system. However, with this extra bit that we put in here, I'm guessing this is to have the DRL light on. Otherwise, I'm assuming I'm going to wire it up and the floodlight and the DRL are just going to come on. Whereas obviously I want to have the feature of having it on with just my side lights. Now what I'm assuming here is that this is what this is, and I'm guessing that I'm meant to wire this to my side lights. I could be wrong, but we're going to find out. Again, personally, I'm not going to wire it to my side lights for now, even though that would be handy, just putting your side lights on, you know that comes on as well. But because I'm making some changes to Kevlar this year, I'm going to be putting some other lights on, so for the time being, I'm probably just going to wire this to a switch and have it on a separate switch to turn on, and I'll just carry on using this for the floodlight itself. But let's find out, hey? Let's wire this up and see what we get. So yes, excuse the state of the bull bar again. This is an upgrade that I'm going to be doing this year as well. But what I want to show you is where it's going to go. This is where I want it to hide. Usually it's obviously I've got a footstep to help mechanics look in the engine bay, but I've got this in the way anyway. So this is where it's going to go. And it looks like I've got a pretty clear path to the front cab for sending the wiring loom as well. So it does look like they have supplied us with plenty of cable. Obviously, like I said, I want to wire mine to the leisure battery, where this would go to the vehicle battery, which I think it would have enough length. Obviously quite a few vehicle batteries are in the engine bay. With Sprinters, it's next to the passenger seat. But yeah, they have given us plenty to play with, and I think I might start from the inside the cab and send this through. Now I do have an opening here which should have like a rubber grommet or something round it, and I don't have one. But I am going to feed it through there because it does seem like the easiest route, and when we're back down south I will put a a rubber grommet in there just to make sure it's protected. Right, now I'm going to go back into the cab. So I don't think that's going to fit through the hole. Lovely. Now what I'm going to do is cable tie it to all of this, so it's not just loose in the engine bay. Okay, so this is all wired up to here now, and I have sort of clipped everything all in place. And on the inside, so I need to screw this to somewhere obviously, wire this to my leisure battery, and this switch. What to do with this switch? See, what I've got up here is a switch panel, and I've got 2 extra spaces. Now again, like I said, I'm going to get some more lights on the vehicle this year, so I might not use these up because I might link this with a few others. So I might find another home for it. I'll have a think on that one. Because once you drill holes, that's it. Yeah, I'll have a think. So I've just fixed the relay up here, and I can now extend these cables to come up here, around, and to my fuse board behind the driver's seat. Okay, so the brackets are all dry. I've attached them just temporarily, and I'm basically just lining it up now, and it's going to mark it and somehow drill a fixing in. Didn't really think about that, did you, Cam? But I'm sure I'll figure it out. So yeah, just got a fix in here, and then that should be it. It's quite nice because it's the same length as the number plate. My number plate's a bit buggered right now, I need to get a new one, but yeah, you know, it looks quite smart. Okay, it's the next day, and I've had a few ideas. Now, these brackets that I put on, I'm not particularly happy with them. This one seems to be hitting a bit of metal, so it's not threading all the way in. This one seems absolutely fine, but because of that, I'm going to change it up a little bit. Now, COLIGHT did supply some other brackets, which are black, and these basically sit around the back of the light, and you slide one of these little fittings in, and then you can fix through and hold it. Now, you've got 2 bolt holes on this like tread here, and yesterday I took those out thinking I could take this out and put a bolt through from the other side and tighten it from the top, but you can't. You still have to take the whole bumper off. But I reckon I could probably use those bolt holes to put a bolt through this to then hold that down. So that's what I'm going to do. So this was my idea, to fix the brackets on the back. I put the bolt in so I can put it in place, lower it down, and sort of tighten it up from here. However, I don't think that's going to work now, because where you have this little cutout here to slide the nut in, it's right where I need to put this, and if I put that there, it doesn't fix to it. I mean, that would have been a lot better in the middle, really. I think what I'm going to do for now is just have it slightly off centre, because this year I'm going to be taking the bumper off to paint it anyway, and when I do that I'll put some proper fixings in. So yeah, I'll do that. That is solid. I'm really glad that I came up with that idea. It's always good to sleep on it, you know. So now that's done, we need to wire, well, we need to figure out what these cables are for. I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to wire up the switch and just see what happens when we switch it on. And then from there, I think we might have to wire these to something. So another little idea that I had was for the switch. Now, like I said, this is for my floodlight. And the reason this was here is because the police obviously had something here before, and I just reused the hole basically. They must have had a switch like this before. So now what I'm thinking is, I'm going to put this below it, and I'm going to order myself another one of these switches. So I'll have two here, one for the top light bar, one for the bottom light bar, and then I'll have a main switch up here for both of those, so I don't accidentally knock them on. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so our little switch is now on. Just got to reconnect this and hide all this cable somewhere. Wire it to the fuse board, and then we can switch it on. Right, that is all wired up now, so let's switch it on. It's working. There we go. It is working, and from what I can see, that LED DRL light has not come on. So that would lead me to believe that these are for the DRL light, and these need to be wired up to the side lights. Let's have a go at wiring it to a temporary 12-volt source for now. Right, okay, we are getting somewhere. I've just done a little test. Now I've just run this to my fuse board, and I crimped some of these on the end, which are fully covered with plastic because I didn't want to touch them. But so with this light bar, you can either have an amber LED light or you can have a white LED light. Now my light bulbs are white, so I want the white one. This now makes sense to me. Right, here we go. So to get the LED light to work, one of these cables just needs to go to a positive light, so you don't need a negative on it. So if I wired the yellow cable, or shall I say amber cable, to a positive feed, you'll get the amber light. If you just wire the white one to a positive feed, you'll just get the white LED light. So there we go, figured it out. So now what am I going to do? Well, I still don't want to wire these to my side lights for now, because I don't know which cable it is. I could spend some time doing some research and figuring it out, but because I'm going to be wiring up other lights to this vehicle later on, I don't want to do it now. So I might just wire that to a switch, which will be right next to my side lights. So when I turn my side lights on, I just hit that other switch, and this is going to come on. There we go. You don't need instructions, you just need to watch this video. Okay, we're all done now, all wired up. Here's my little switch here, put the side lights on. And there we go. That looks pretty cool. I'm very happy with that. Nice. So I thought I should just point out that these are road legal. I'll put up the little detail here now. But yeah, these are road legal in the UK and Europe. Nice little feature on the van. Just need more lights now, even more lights. But yeah, really simple, just wiring that up to just to a switch. Yeah, very discreet as well. I like that, and every time it reminds me just to flick that on. So yeah, it was a little bit more hassle than I thought, but I'd say, I guess like, what, 80% of this kit is plug and play, but there is obviously aspects of you wiring this up to your headlights as well, or to a switch like I've done. So yeah, just would have been nice to have some instructions with this, just to just for people that aren't fully clued up on it. Otherwise it was pretty simple to install. I just changed it a little bit, wired it to my fuse board instead, but that's just what I wanted to do. You can just wire it to your vehicle battery. But yeah, I'm just going to tidy up the cap now, and then well, I think we'll get some nice shots of this.